Welcome back to Star Trek Online, Star Trek Absolute. You'll notice we're not where we were last time. We're outside of Starbase Sierra, 39 Sierra, I think it was, or whatever it's called. 39 Sierra, yeah, that's what it was called. But you'll also notice, possibly in the top right, that we are now level 10. I did that off camera. I'm afraid I'm going to give quite a bit of exposition now, just for the story purposes of Star Trek Online, so you'll see what I mean, so just bear with us. So last time on Star Trek Absolute, we had Vanek help prevent the Klingon Federation war escalate by stopping Ambassador Bavat and his Doomsday Machine. He of course had help from an inside source. I think his name was Kavalk. He ended up obviously sacrificing his life. Then Admiral Quinn said he was moving Vanek and his ship onto other areas in the galaxy that require the Federation and Starfleet. First up was Captain LaForge, requesting that the USS Absolute check out an anomaly in a system that has been known to have Folian activity. Now, when the Absolute got there, they didn't find any anomalies in the system, and so ended up quickly leaving. Vanek, unknown to this however, was responsible in another timeline of helping the USS Enterprise C get back to their time, and restoring the timeline to what it is now. Having helped in this, it garnered the attention of the 31st century temporal agent Daniels, who we know from the Star Trek Enterprise series. Now, speaking from a live stream point, unfortunately there was a technical mishap which made me believe a lot of footage was lost. Somehow I caught the "stream will be right back" video, and I thought that the whole second half of the whole mission was stuck on that screen. Hence why what I sort of say after putting it down again doesn't quite make sense. However, the only thing that was missed was getting contacted by Temporal Agent Cray, because the whole mission is still there, and you did see how it ended and what we did. But it's still a cool mission to go back and play again. That's the only thing that really was missed, getting contacted by Temporal Agent Cray and going to see him, who introduced us to Daniels. After meeting Daniels and getting information from him that there are changes in the timeline and he's requesting our aid, requesting Vanek's aid, I should say, we can expect, and Vanek can expect, to end up helping Daniels out from different time to time, quite literally. For now, we had a simple mission. Next, deliver a Trill scientist to Starbase 39 Sierra, as he's going to investigate the Hobus supernova, which caused the end of the Romulan Empire, destroyed Romulus and Remus, and probably other systems as well. So, noticing that we're on level 10, we were also recommended by the scientist Dan O'Kane. I can't remember exactly what his name is. I think it was Dan O'Kane. But we'd recommended to go and see Admiral Tanay. Now, I did the level up to level 10, obviously off camera, as the saying goes, in order to manage the upgrades the ship would get and other things which you don't necessarily need to see or know. And I just wanted to get to level 10 as we go into this next period of missions. But just to explain the actual canon of Star Trek Absolute for Vanek, because what happens in the story isn't exactly what I'm saying has happened for him and for the Absolute. Just as his first promotion was technically a field promotion by Admiral Janeway, that is properly canon. That is where he became a lieutenant from being a cadet / ensign to an actual lieutenant, and the rest of the other cadets as well becoming ensigns. That was when he was on the USS Feuerpreis. I'm saying that in this case something similar happened here. Also, just for canon purposes, Janeway and Nog with their respective starships did go to the Pollux system, where we were originally ordered to go to in the tutorial, and technically for tutorial purposes we did. But in Star Trek Absolute canon, Admiral Janeway recognised we were only a training cruise ship, Miranda class at that, which by some miracle we survived in a Borg attack by a Borg sphere. I mean, even in the actual cutscene, you can see that the shields go down almost immediately from the Borg attacking us. So, in some ways, I'm saying the majority of the tutorial isn't canon to this. It doesn't make too much sense to me. So in essence, I'm saying Admiral Janeway changed her orders to return to Earth and inform Admiral Quinn of the situation, and the loss of Captain Taggart, because technically we did destroy a Borg sphere with Janeway and Nog's help. And that could have been the one which Captain Taggart was aboard. But the field promotion was permanent. That Admiral Janeway gave us, and Vanek and the most promising cadets of the class of the 2409 were given the prototype Odyssey-class ship, the USS Absolute, as we have it here. One of the first of its kind, bar the USS Enterprise herself, I believe. It could be the next ship in line. The prelude was the USS Enterprise. However, because of the consoles and what have you got aboard the ship, I'm kind of stating that the USS Absolute was constructed after the end of the Romulan Empire, hence the cloaking ability and technology that is aboard this ship. Cloaking being no longer banned, unless that comes up again with the Romulan Republic, but I'm not necessarily agreeing with that because we're already allied with the Federation. But in essence, that's why not many of the Starfleet and Federation ships have got cloaking, but the Odyssey does. Particularly this Odyssey class ship does anyway. I don't know if the Enterprise can cloak. But since then, Vanek and the USS Absolute and its crew have been doing missions, local missions, whether it be distress calls or what have you, delivering ambassadors, but have ended up being involved in several combat missions. There are several dogfights and fights and things in space, starship, interstellar combat, that's what I'm looking for. Which gained the interest of Starfleet Intelligence and Commander Burgess. So they recruited Vanek and the Absolute into the fight with the Klingons. And ended up easing the fight between the Federation and the Klingon Empire. Particularly dealing with the what was it, the Doomsday Machine Ambassador Bavad. But now we're moving on to other areas by Admiral Quinn. He has basically sent us on a delivery mission with a patrol scientist, which we ended up doing. We ended up going to Starbase 39 Sierra, and we met Admiral Tanay. Obviously, again, that happened off camera, but Admiral Tanay believed the rank lieutenant was too low for the missions that she required. However, due to Vanek's interest in the Romulan situation and his unusual position, he's a Vulcan with emotions, and Admiral Tanay would have picked up on that. Admiral Tanay, knowing the Romulans as well, did want Vanek for the mission. The experience with Romulans she has, she knows what they're capable of, even with their much weakened states, Empire or Republic. So, similar to Admiral Janeway granting a field promotion, Vanek was ordered to return to Earth. That's why we're here currently at Earth. To not only update his uniform to that of Lieutenant Commander, to at least have the word Commander as part of his rank, nothing else, as well as any promotions for that of his officers he chooses to give. But also, Admiral Tanay, knowing the Romulans so well, sent Vanek to Earth Space Dock to receive a couple of upgrades commissioned by Admiral Tanay for the USS Absolute to help in the upcoming missions with the Romulans. So, a little bit of work to do here at Earth Space Dock, a little bit of levelling up work to do, in essence, now that Vanek is Lieutenant Commander. So we're going to enter the Sol system, we're going to enter Space Dock, and we're going to not only promote some of the officers to lieutenant, I'll try to keep it as close as I can to the rank I think I should have already explained before, that Elisa Flores is going to be the first officer, but also Zava is going to be the same rank as Elisa Flores for the seating purposes of the ship. You see the stations, so she's got the commander station, but Elisa Flores is also lieutenant commander, but again she's going to be first officer. But this is where I need to actually look at what they've got now and decide if it's what I want for them or not. Generally speaking, I do want to change both of these two. We already have torpedo spread. I generally like being able to target multiple ships at the same time. So I think I know the two upgrades I'm going to go for here. We've already got torpedo spread free. I don't know if we've got access to that yet because already lieutenant commander. In fact, I can quickly check. Can't I? No, we don't have access to it yet. So we're going to have access to that presumably when we are commander, I believe, level 20. But now though, I'm working on these two, so Elisa Flores definitely needs a promotion, which is good. The Doctor, these ones, and Travell. What other options have we got? Travell might get an upgrade, but I don't mind Tractor Beam for now. And I do want Travell and the Doctor to be lower ranked than Elisa Flores and Zava. Doctor probably isn't actually going to change much. Travell might. She might get promotion. The Doctor is just an EMH after all, and it's not the same Doctor with expansive programming from Voyager. And then looking at Zava, I do want to change one of her things anyway, so it's just as well she's getting promotion. So, in essence, as Vanek has become Lieutenant Commander, Elisa Flores gets a promotion to Lieutenant. And so does Zava. That'll enable us to actually increase their skill or change their skills. Do skills training. I do have I don't want to. So in essence, I am aware now that the cannons, rapid fire is it? No, scatter volley. That needs to at least be level 2. With torpedoes already being level 3. I will do beams fire at will, which actually this human tactical officer cannon has got, so I'm going to convert it to a manual. Sounds strange doing that, but in essence what it is this crew is training Elisa Flores in fire at will ability. So with the promotion to Lieutenant, Elisa Flores can be trained in fire at will. So I'm changing it to. And then this, I believe I'll have to get from the person aboard starts the space dock. Scatter volley. Like I said, like I mentioned, I like targeting multiple ships at once if I can. And then we've got a science officer. I don't really know if they've got anything I want as such. Got scrambled sensors. You've got beam horses. This crew, this Tellarite science officer might not actually help us. Oh well. There's other things I can get there. I do like Tachyon Beam. It does have Tachyon Beam at level 2. So I could change that. I like Science Team and I like Hazard Emitters, but the Doctor's got both of those, so we'll leave the Doctor alone. It's going to be Drevell if anyone. I change. We got Polarized Hall. Yeah, Polarized Hall is probably one I'll do. And probably switch out Tachyon Beam to... Oh no, change Tractor Beam to Tachyon Beam instead. And the third one... possibly Energy, Siphon or Feedback Pulse. I like those two as well. We'll see, but that's not for right now. For now I'm happy with Tractor Beam, happy with Tachyon Beam. Ships. So I still need to head aboard. And we'll get to work on updating our uniforms. Let's dock. Shouldn't spend too much time, well, not nearly as long as we did the first time updating our uniforms, because it's pretty much just adding the pips, the rank pips.
Hello. You can alter your uniform and look here.
That is what I would like to do. And technically we only need to do Elisa Flores and Zara, because they're the only ones that are getting the promotions. Come on, load up, load up. Rank Lieutenant Commander. There you go. At the very least it's got the word Commander in the name now. And sometimes Lieutenant Commanders in the shows did end up having to have command of the ship. I mean, lieutenants you could say at some points as well. Even Ensign Harry Kim took control of the night shift on Voyager. Lisa Flores, here's your lieutenant. There's lieutenant. Technically, the Doctor doesn't even have a pip according to this, which is fine. Again, he's a emergency medical hologram. It's fine. And Zava. I'm not sure what rank to give Zava in this one, technically speaking, because it'd be nice to have it very clear that Lisa Flores is the first officer making full lieutenant, because I could make Zava Lieutenant Junior grade, or even Chief. I feel like Chief is very much for Transporter Chief, which is not what Zava is. Zava is a full engineering. We've got Chief Engineer. Well, that is the word Chief as well, isn't it? Chief Engineering Officer. I think that's more, like I say, this rank almost feels on the same level as Ensign, really. So I'm going to go Lieutenant Junior grade. That's it. That's uniforms done. Now I need to update the skills. Train my bridge officers up. Style of that Vanek likes. What I like, definitely. As I say, it was handy we already had a crew member aboard as such, speaking in universe canon, that could help Elisa Flores train in the fire at will. But with others, we have to get this guy to help us out. The bridge officer trainer. So you can read what he says. Help me by helping train some of my bridge officers up. Let's try and remember what it was I wanted. So I've already got the fire at will for... this would be the... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Ah! Scatter volley. There we go. Because we have cannons on the Absolute. And then engineering. Emergency powder shields is fine, is the one above that, isn't it? What do I go for? Sorry there. Let's train her up first. There we go. Scavel, this has got those two there now. And they can just be set to activate whenever I need. Tractor beam, I'm going to leave that as it is because otherwise it'll mean having to increase her rank. Although do I do that and just make her the chief? The chief is above ensign level, isn't it? And it's better than just being an ensign on the bridge. I might do it for Travell as well. Travell, you get promotion. I will do it now. Attacking beam I like. It's just what you're gonna have here. Maybe feedback pulse. Do like feedback pulse. And it would have been chance. Let's go feedback pulse 1, and I do use your tachyon beam 2. That might be better. So then I make use of a crew person aboard the ship I already have. That's probably what I'll do. So I need to do that. So I'm going to convert to manual. You're going to train Travell to upgrade her ability in tachyon beam. So she gets better at skills she technically already has. There's tachyon beam 2, is it? Yeah. So Travell, you get better, because you already have tachyon beam 1, and you get better than what you're already good at. Tachyon beam 2. And then Polarized, I do like Polarized as well, because it adds damage resistance. And stops us being moved and what have you. Teleported. So I kind of like that as well. That's what I'll go. Polarized Hall. And the third one, I could do either Photonic Officer, because that's a good one, reduces the recharge time of bridge officers. Or then I could do Feedback Pulse or Energy Siphon. I've got choices there. This one, I want to be able to polarize the hull, just like the original NX Enterprise did, and technically Federation starships should still be able to do. Sirens, polarized hull, do. This is a lot of prep at the moment, but this is part of the level up to 10, which I feel like I can do on camera, such on stream. And then it's still changing that to polarized hull, tachyon beam 2. You've got science team, you've got hazard emitters, you've got fire at will, you've got scatter volley. Level 3s and level 4s, or rather, Lieutenant Commander and Commander aren't available until they themselves are that rank, or I'm at least the rank above that. That next to the rank above that. Emergency powder shields is fine. Emergency powder weapons, I want something else. I'd rather have something else. Admittedly, when I make you a command in specialisation. All of these are going to change anyway, and it'll probably be these. Probably be this Lieutenant Universal Station, which has engineering abilities, and then the Sensing Universal Station. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I'll have science, tactical. Both of these could be engineering, while this one is command, purely command. But for now, it's not. And so I've can either do auxiliary power to structural integrity field or engineering team. Repairs disabled systems. Engineering debuffs. Auxiliary power to structural integrity field is increasing the ship's structural integrity, obviously, but gain torque is hit points and increasing damage resistance. We already have plenty of damage resistance there. Shield regeneration there. Hit points increase with the hazard emitters. So, with that in mind, I think repairing systems which go down, and also increasing hit points again, is better, because that can repair any systems that somehow go down from other effects. So I'll go emergency team. Emergency team, engineering team. Here's all the command stuff I'll be going. That's all to come. That is all to come. For now, engineering. And I want engineering team 2. There we are. Which is there. Perfect. Most better shield, engineering team. Good, we haven't got a 5th bridge officer yet. But we will. We will soon. We're not a commander. When Vanek's commander. I keep saying I'm not Vanek. That is the bridge officer skills done. And then Vanek's own personal skills. He gets an extra trait. He's already got peak health, already got shield harmonic resistance, already got resilient, already got stubborn. Canon wise, these are cool, somewhat from his experiences. His personal experience in increased health. He's an engineer, so shield harmonic resonance. He's resilient and he's stubborn. Simply because ever since the traumatic event he had with losing his parents to pirates, those are the things he felt he needed to be. He needed to make sure an event like that couldn't happen again. He wanted to be tougher because his parents told him to hide. He wasn't able to fight, so he thought, I want to upgrade something which can protect me, know how best to defend myself. No one's going to take me hostage. Having met Admiral Tanay, who is also a Vulcan, this is where I feel it makes sense to learn something Vulcan. Whether that be Mind Meld, Nerve Pinch, limited telepathy, acute senses. What makes the most thematic sense? Resistance to flanking damage is what I'm looking at there from acute senses. Limited telepathy plus 10 perception. That's what gives you plus 10 perception as well. Nerve Pinch is great, and Mind Meld is their classic Vulcan abilities, but I feel like they would take a lot of time to learn, even from an experienced Vulcan. And because Admiral Tanay knows about Romulans and how tricky and deceptive Romulans can be, I think it makes the most sense to say that Admiral Tanay gave some training while Vanek's been at Space Dock or with Admiral Tanay to increase his perception, to when it comes to dealing with the Romulans. Make use of the fact that as a Vulcan you have enhanced senses, acute senses, and that just enables us to have resistance to flanking damage, because quite often I can be shooting one way with Vanek when there's an enemy behind him. So this does help. Then in terms of the ship, it's obviously outgoing Hawk healing. I kind of realised off camera that this is somewhat anti-thematic to Vanek, because it gives the threat generation, and his whole thing is that the best way to defend yourself is to not be the target for attack, and yet that's increasing the target for attack. But at the same time, he's an engineer who's all about keeping his ship going. So I think I will have imposing presence, but not right now. I am going to change it. Increased ship hit points again. Engineer makes sense, and shield-wise, defense. He wants to make sure his ship survives. Outgoing shield healing helps the ship survive. This one I'm going to unequip. So we've got two traits to put on that isn't going to be threat generation, because again, that's not thematic to Vanek. It could be, say, a character flaw. He lets other shuttles and things get destroyed, and that's something he has to grow in learning. That when you have the main ship, you need to protect those which are not as strong as you. Elusive could be one I go for, or techie, because that again is engineering and repairing things. So I might go techie actually in replacing the imposing presence. Innocuous would actually be a bit more thematic, but I'm not keen of critical severity. I'm me as a player, I do like my ship to be tanky, to be the ship which survives battles. I don't like blowing up and then respawning. That's not obviously very very canon. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have techie to replace that, and also elusive, including the defense rating. These are at least thematic to Vanek. And then we move on to ground skills. Again, it's going to increase its health, that's all. Keep that very simple. And then willpower. So, increase your ability to resist control effects, or this can increase effectiveness of most consumable devices. I'm all about the willpower. I may have mentioned previously, I'm not a fan of getting held in place or pushed around or what have you, so I'm going with willpower. No space skills. We've got the increased maximum sector speed trace by 25%, so we don't technically have to go science right now. I will eventually, because I do want to get the probability shell, healing and shield healing, double during that. But I like the hangar pets having additional text maximum haul as well. And that's maximum haul capacity, but I can't remember how much it is. We don't have to worry about it right now because we're not in danger of not being able to reach probability shell, but I know there's only so far you can go in other skill trees before you basically put too much into another one instead of the main one you should be focusing on. But I am going to get that 10 maximum haul for the hangar pets because Vanek isn't heartless. while he doesn't want to be the target for attack, he doesn't want other ships to suffer in his place. So we'll go with increased hull capacity and make our way towards that one. We will have the extra shield capacity as well. Okay, that is the next thing on my checklist done. Then there's the actual ship itself. The actual ship itself unlocked an extra 4 weapon. So we've got aft photon torpedoes with a phaser turret which has 360 targeting. Just because it's aft forward torpedoes and ships still need aft torpedoes. But having the phaser turret means we can just extra focus on firing ships in front of us, with the phaser quad cannons being a core part of the stealth fighter set. It's going to be something we do have. We only have a 45-degree targeting arc, so it has to be a ship that's directly in front of us. Still have the Harpeng torpedo launcher, just because it's unique, so it's there for now. And a phaser beam. We finally have a phaser beam array on the fore of the ship, as makes sense, because most ships on the forward there, you can see the phaser strip going around the left hand side and the right hand side, and that little one at the front. So it didn't make sense not to have a phaser beam array on the front when you have those on the front. Visually, field things have stayed the same, but then you have the hangar. We now have advanced Peregrine fighters. I remember them from the Dominion War, Deep Space Nine. Instead of launching shuttles out, just because shuttles is what we had, being that we've been in several combat missions and been involved in the Klingon War now, we now have been given Peregrine fighters to be launched. But again, might not be permanent. Be given them for now, just because it's another upgrade while we're at level 10, Lieutenant upgrade, Lieutenant Commander. And I've organised the consoles, so the chevron separation and the new one, the Aquarius Escort, are in universal consoles. They're simply launching another sort of main ship. Because you have the fighters, but fighters aren't main ship. They're starfighters. They're not starships. Whereas the chevron separation, it's the actual saucer itself launching off, and Aquarius Escort is like a main shuttle. So we're still technically launching a shuttle like we were last time. It's just changed to an Aquarius Escort. And then tactical consoles, of course, we still have the quantum torpedoes, and then we have the flagship tactical computer. It's quite literally has tactical in the name, so it makes sense to put those into tactical console. I'm starting to organise this a little bit now. Quantum torpedo is very tactical. Flagship tactical computer is a tactical console. Science cloaking. That's the most appropriate form for science, actually. And the other one is dampening wave emitter. As I've mentioned before, this is kind of like canon-wise for the Star Trek Absolute. Instead of using a tractor beam to pull ships or what have you, it repulses them. I know there's actually a skill for that, but that's the best way I'm describing this. It's using the ship's tractor beams, because the USS Absolute does have tractor beams to push other ships away instead. Engineering, you've got adaptive motor systems. This makes most sense to me. It's about blocking off damaged areas and increasing the ship's ability to not take damage. And you have the work bees, which go out and repair the damage. And that is the upgrades I've done for the USS Absolute off camera. And I think that's pretty much everything done. All the work's been done on the ship. We've trained up our officers, given promotions, got a promotion now for Vanek himself. Now it's time to go back to the ship upgrade her abilities, and head back to Starbase 39 Sierra to speak to Admiral Tanay again. In-game speaking to her for the first time. I know right now there's been a lot of me talking, but when you do a little bit of off-camera, simply because, unfortunately, to acquire the new console, the Launch New Aquarius Escort, I did have to completely dismiss the ship and reacquire it, which isn't great to see on live stream, so I did that off. So abilities, that's set battle close, fine. Launch as soon as we enter a fight, pretty much. Violent dampening wave, I'll leave that there. That's just if I feel like we're getting surrounded too much, that's when we'll use the anti-track beam abilities. Chevron separation, again, that's not always necessary. The US Enterprise D didn't actually use that too often in the next generation. To all the work bees, that could be set automatically. Launch Aquarius Escort, similar to the Chevron separation, perhaps not as necessary as other things. We're already launching Peregrine fighters. Then the next level up would be launching the Aquarius Escort, then the Chevron separation, completely separating the ship. Heading to the battle bridge and taking things from there. That's already got something auto set. These I'm not really using as such. And this is the inspiration meter, which we've not even managed to get full once yet. We've not had a battle long enough. And if we are at 50% of health left, but we've got full inspiration, this will help us keep alive. If not, this just helps us have increased damage, and weapon cost goes down as well. I'll leave it as the torpedoes, just because it's like my main weapons, right trigger, and main torpedoes, right bumper, left bumper is also torpedoes as well. Left trigger, here we go. So evasive maneuvers, affected by control, rotate shield frequency. When shields are 75% or less, I suppose. I suppose the problem with average shield strength is you can, unless you're constantly holding down the left analog stick in, clicking an L3 I think is actually called, you could end up having a shield facing go completely down, but your average is still above 75%. I don't think that'd be possible though, wouldn't it? Because a whole shield facing is a full 25%. I suppose it could be close. But having it at 50%, that could be lower. So 75% is better than 50. We'll leave it as that then. That's health. Health is definite. Health is definite. That's whatever. That's affected. Okay, yeah. I'll leave it on that just in case we do need to have extra speed of base maneuvers. Gets a little bit extra speed rate, turn rate. Oh, science! Because we've both got what the Dr. Antraville. Polarize the hull. Affected by control effects. Yeah. We've got to face up maneuvers for that. But it could be a surprise if we get a ship is trying to do a tracked beam on us. Instead, we actually polarize the hull, and we end up going quicker. Science team, when any of your shields are less than 50%, that's cool. Azimuth moves hazards and damage over times. They don't often affect us that much though. 50%, because then that helps other things which are trying to increase health at 50%. Attacking beam, that. But I'll leave Tachyon beam as the main thing. And these pair disabled systems. But keep that at 75% just because systems might get disabled before we get to 50%. And then whenever you use shields. So I'll leave that 75%. Keep that there. And then these can just be set to whenever possible, but I'll keep hold of scatter volley simply because it's more difficult to get more ships in a 45-degree angle than a 250-degree targeting angle. So we could just be targeting multiple ships with the phaser beam array. Not nearly as many with the scatter volley. I have to actually get that. Although it says 3 targets in a 90-degree arc. This doesn't say that though. That's fine. Okay, that is everything on the checklist. Now we head back to Starbase 39 Sierra to speak to Admiral Tanay for the first time. On camera anyway. Starbase 39 Sierra is there. So now I'm gonna be quiet for a bit, despite the amount of speaking I've done already in this stream, and just let you enjoy the journey. Sierra, here we go. Let's dock a procedure. Thank you very much, Sava. I wonder what happened to that planet. I wonder if that's to do with the Hobus supernova. Surely this is close enough. No? Got any closer, we're going to go into it. There we go. Beam me down to Starbase 39. Admiral's office. Admiral Tanay, thank you very much for the promotion. I'm reporting back again. Lieutenant Commander Vanek.
I have new missions for you.
Yes, Admiral.
You may have heard about the tragedy at Khitomer. Empress Sela attempted to disrupt the conference with a bomb, resulting in the death of Commander Tamer. Now, Sela is offering a political reconciliation with the Federation, despite the fact that we have allied with the Romulan Republic. She has invited Federation diplomats to meet with her delegation at a secure base on the edge of the neutral zone. However, we have recently received intelligence that Sela is amassing a fleet. We are sending you with the peace delegation as cover for your investigation into Sela's activities. This is a very delicate situation. You must try to covertly obtain information about Sela's plans without disrupting our peace efforts or upsetting Sela. However, we do have an agent in her retinue who will help you.
Very well, Admiral. We'll head to the Agrimar system. And I'll put the training you gave to me to good use.
I have new missions for you.
We'll get alright on them, Admiral. Main floor. This is Absolute. Beam me back. Not now. Let's head to the Aragamos solar system. Set course. Another long journey. Very different stream. I'm probably only going to end up doing this one mission as well. It's a lot of exposition I've given today, but I feel like for the canon and story purposes of Star Trek Absolute, yes, it's Absolute Annex campaign story, whatever you want to call it, kind of was a little bit necessary. Yeah, let's begin Empress Sela. I do kind of wish the loading time be helped by the fact that it knows what mission we're going on and the direction we're heading in. I know I probably could just transwarp to missions, but I do enjoy the journey actually. On screen.
Greetings and welcome to Agrama. I am pleased that Starfleet sent such a notable officer as its representative at this conference. Please enter a standard orbit and transport down to these coordinates. This meeting may mark the beginning of a new day for the Federation and the Romulan Star Empire.
I hope we can find a path to peace. There has been far too much conflict between our peoples. I'm not sure if to take that as a compliment or not. Or I'm not sure how Vanek will take it anyway. The pause between a notable officer. He's only Lieutenant Commander, so it could be a dig at his rank, but at the same time he has helped against the Klingons. The Klingon Federation War. Oh. Away team, assemble and transport to room 1. Your away team will be... I feel like Travell being a Vulcan might help. And then Lisa Flores as well. So we have me being an engineer, Lisa Flores being tactical, Travell being science. There we go. Doesn't make too much sense. Doesn't make too much difference mechanically in terms of the actual game, but again, thematically and story-wise, helps to have different experiences, different officers with experiences and knowledge. And Vulcans and Romulans have always had a intertwined history, relationship, whatever you want to call it. Could almost, in a way, say that Vanek could be mistaken for being a Romulan, being a Vulcan with emotion. I know I keep bringing that up, I know. Empress, good to meet you.
The rest of the delegates are already in the conference room. My aide, Jevem, will take you there. I have some business to attend to before we begin.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Empress. I look forward to a productive conversation, I hope. Hello there.
Welcome to Agrama. Isn't this a lovely facility? You must tour the atrium later. Hard to believe this system was infested by Orion pirates not long ago. You know, some of my colleagues were against this meeting, but I lobbied for it. I said the entire Federation cannot be as blind as the people who were at the farce at Khitomer. If you just see the problems the Romulan Republic are causing, I'm sure you can persuade your government to reconsider their rash choice and sever their agreements with these rebels.
While it is nice, it will take more than a warm welcome to make us change our minds about the Republic, Counselor. You're allied with them for a reason. Ambassador?
I am so pleased to see the Federation recognize and attempt to rectify its past mistakes. I knew that a people as clever as yours would realize eventually that it is folly to antagonize the Romulan Star Empire. I am also confident it will only be a matter of time before you realize that you have made a grievous error by allying yourselves with terrorists, scoundrels, and thieves. The sooner you renounce your poorly considered alliance with the so-called Romulan Republic, the sooner we will be able to come to a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Well, I can only say I'm glad we have taken this first step. Much progress in the future, I hope. Ambassador Tapella.
It is agreeable to meet with you. You have my people's enduring gratitude for how you handled that matter with Ambassador Soketh. This is another trying time for Vulcan. The Romulan Star Empire blames the Vulcan Science Academy for the Hobus supernova that destroyed their world. They are utterly intransigent in this misguided belief, despite the fact that Ambassador Spock warned them of the danger and ultimately gave his life to stop the loss of even more worlds. Romulans are a most illogical people. Sometimes I find it hard to believe we were once a single species.
Even with some Vulcans, there are more of those which are more logical than others. I myself also experience emotions, unlike most Vulcans. Ambassador Giro.
I thought the Federation's alliance with the Romulan Republic would be the end of any meaningful dialogues with Empress Sela. After all, she considers the Republic to be a terrorist organization. She may have an ulterior motive for inviting us here, but we had to take the chance that Sela's offer to negotiate is sincere, and act in kind. The Federation must pursue every avenue for peace.
I agree, Ambassador. Maybe she's seen how pointless this conflict is. Maybe. Senator Tusek.
We are so pleased that you were able to attend our conference. The Empire was quite dismayed at your decision to support the terrorist insurgents rather than the rightful government of the Romulan people. So much for your vaunted Prime Directive. In any case, neither of us benefit from extended conflict. So, despite your questionable alliances, we are choosing to open negotiations in hopes of normalizing relations between the Federation and the Romulan Star Empire.
Yes, let us consider today as a first step towards a lasting accord. And, hopefully, peace. Ambassador, I hope talks are progressing well.
The Romulans can be so difficult to deal with, especially these Imperials. They are forever setting traps, twisting words, and jockeying for advantage. Even a conference with the Klingons would be preferable. At least you know where you stand with Klingons. I'm reminded of a line I read once in an ancient Earth text. Hide a knife behind a smile. Every smile here hides a knife.
Not as well as we had hoped, I see. I'll be on my guard.
I apologize for the interruption. My name is Tokath. I am one of the stewards here. We've had a slight complication with the dietary requirements of some of your delegation. Could I borrow you for a moment so we can clear this up?
I'm not sure you're the right person, but I guess so. I'm not sure how much help I'll be, though, I have to admit. Okay, this is clearly not the kitchen.
Franklin Drake says you can be trusted, and that is enough for me. There's more going on here than a diplomatic conference. Seela has no interest in courting the Federation, so why is she suddenly doing so now? We're going to find out what she's up to.
What do you propose?
The lower level of this facility is off limits to everyone but the Empress and her aides. But that access hatch right over there opens up to a maintenance tunnel that leads down. The doorway is guarded, so while I distract the guards, you sneak through the door.
Very well. Lead the way.
The hatch is just ahead in the northeast corner of the room. There will be a security room near the exit of the maintenance tunnel on the level below us. Access one of the consoles there. Maybe you'll learn more about what she's doing. I need to get back to the reception before I'm missed. But I should be able to cover your absence for a few minutes. More than that, and you're on your own.
Say that we were giving a tour of the atrium. It was mentioned earlier. Let's see what we can find. Very well, let's see if you're correct, Elisa. Access communications log. Access security cameras. Access the storage facility camera.
Empress, the fleet is on its way to Vulcan.
Excellent. Have the weapons loaded aboard my ship. I will depart as soon as they are on board. At last, we will have our revenge for the destruction of Romulus. Hail Hakiv and put him through to my personal terminal. Then leave me. I have matters to attend to.
Yes, Empress.
Need to access the office camera to see that meeting. Let's Let's see what she's going to say to this Hakeev. Not in the office, maybe somewhere else. Rude. Access active communications channels. Return to route. This communications log. The same message we already downloaded. Access active communications channels. Nothing. Access transport. Disable transporter and emitter. Access active communication channels. Nothing. Security channels. Office.
Computer, begin playback of file 2895 Gamma.
After I left Starfleet, I made it my life's work to reunite the Romulans with their Vulcan brothers. For many years, I lived among them and waged a campaign of peace. 21 years ago, the star of the Hobus system went supernova and sent a wave of devastation across the quadrant. I promised to save the Romulan homeworld. I failed.
Computer, end file. I cannot suffer more of that arrogant fool. Soon, Vulcan will suffer the same fate as my world.
Okay. She's in the office. She's about to attack my home planet. Maybe she's on with Hakeev now. Active communication channels.
I have Hakeev, Empress.
Patch him through.
Greetings, Empress.
My fleet has launched for Vulcan. I expect you to rendezvous with us there.
Alas, I must disappoint you. The terrorist cells of the Romulan Republic demand my full attention. Kitterer did not go as planned. Now they have powerful allies, and with Taurus missing...
Spare me your excuses, Hakeev. Nothing is more important than avenging the destruction of our homeworld. You disappoint me, Hakeev. I trust you will not do so again.
That's all we're gonna get. Agreed, Lieutenant, we will. Apologies for cutting the mic out so much, because there's a lot of background noise going on, so. Fairborn weapons are banned all across the sectors. At least we're dealing with them now. That's just as well we were sent along with representatives and had inside help to investigate. Otherwise, who knows what the evidence could fall into the wrong hands or be used against people. Get into cover.
I should have known the Federation would send spies instead of diplomats. And you call us treacherous. No matter. You may have destroyed these weapons, but my fleet is already en route to Vulcan. You cannot stop what has begun. Guards! Capture the intruders!
shields. That's one of the main things I noticed upgrade from the 25th century. It's not just ships and starships just have shields now, but personnel as well. Anyhow, answer the communicator.
Whatever you did down there, it made quite an impression. Good work on disabling the transport inhibitor. Your ambassadors are safely back on their ships, but I had to blow my cover to get them there. Now it's time for me to get out while I still can. Farewell.
Thanks for your help, Tokath. I hope we meet again. Yes, Doctor. Beam us up. Clearly the Doctor has activated his emergency command hologram protocols. I suppose Zava would be in engineering. Whereas the Doctor, if there's no medical emergency. And we've already got... If we already have a normal crew officer, that's a Doctor. Emergency medical hologram could be used as an emergency command hologram. But canon-wise, I don't think the USS Absolute does. USS Absolute, again, has just been designed as a prototype ship to have hologram as a main crew. Anyhow, onto this. Can we initiate a feedback pulse? Let's see if it works. Set a course. And let's rescue them. I am well aware that there's almost no point of me speaking while combat is happening because it's so loud.
I would not have believed
We've dealt with them. However, it might be wise not to let the Roman Star Empire know we have cloaking. They probably believe clearly the Romulan Star Empire has never come across our type of ship before. Modern Zava. Hail Admiral Tenay.
I had not expected to hear from you so soon. Was your mission successful?
Admiral Sailor has launched an attack fleet, and our target is Vulcan.
I should have expected as much. You cannot trust them. I never do. I am contacting all available ships. We will meet you there.
Good luck, Admiral. Let's head to Vulcan. Protect my home. This might be a battle which requires all abilities, but it might not. Just depends on what forces we have available to us.
Thanks to your warning, we were able to divert some ships to defend Vulcan. I have come to personally command the defense. The other forces have already been briefed. Your role in this battle will be to defend the science vessels that have set up a tachyon detection grid to detect any cloaked Romulan ships. We cannot allow any enemy ships to slip through.
I do definitely understand, Admiral.
The ships maintaining the grid will be priority targets for the Romulans, but they must remain in position or the grid will collapse. That is why I need you to protect them.
The USS Absolute will protect the science vessels. You can count on us, Admiral. Imagine the reason they got here so quickly is we can transwarp to Earth. Just do that first.
How can you fight what you cannot see? Surrender now, and I may give you a merciful death.
Our tachyon detection grid has revealed scout ships attempting to penetrate the perimeter.
Clearly they believed that they set a course and intercept. So, takes 45 seconds. Oh! The whole, is it not, that comes up off the back. That comes straight off the back. Feels kind of like the Prometheus, separating several source sections. Depends if we're able to. See in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah. Can I do one or the other? know, it can also still be an inspiration if you
You may have won this day, but the fight will continue. Romulus will be avenged. There will be blood for blood, death for death. My world is gone. I will not rest until Vulcan suffers the same fate.
Vulcan is not to blame, Sela. The Federation only wants peace with your people.
Indeed. Then why does Starfleet use ships equipped with weapons of mass destruction? Why did the Vulcan Science Council willfully refuse to assist us when there was a chance to save our world? Every sorrow in my life can be laid at the feet of the Federation.
I believe you are blinded by anger and grief. I know I have been once. I hope you see the truth before it is too late. Moves in closer and scan the debris. While you do that, we'll close back. So it launches in there. It's annoying you can't have them both out at the same time. I might look into whether or not that's permanent, or whether or not upgrading the ship enough enables you to have both out at the same time. I'll see. For now, scan the debris. Something to look into. Let us depart the system and begin with our reports. All reports are sent. Hail Admiral Tenay. I can only hope that you will, Admiral. USS Absolute. Out.
I have...
Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander.
And just like that, we've reached level 11, and we've also, again, unlocked duty officers, so very much, although I'm not keen of the series, very much like Lower Decks, we have officers which can assist, sort of like junior officers. There have been some episodes in Star Trek which has dealt with junior officers, so good to have them. For now, that'll do. Just the one mission today, because we've done a lot of organising, and now that we've reached level 11, I've got to organise what duty officers I'm going to have being active. One up as well, so I'll do that off camera as well. And we are getting hailed by Lieutenant Farah before we get back in contact with Admiral Tenay. So for now, thank you very much for watching and being here. Live long and prosper.